Hello, and welcome back to your spiritual upgrade. My name is Greta Erdel, and I am recording this from La Spezia, Italy. This is the last part of a 3-part trip in Europe that has been a full month of major growth, transformation, discovery, rediscovery, unlearning, rewiring. And there's going to be a before this trip to Europe and an after this trip to Europe. And I'm still processing everything that has unfolded, and I'm excited to finish our trip here, of course, and be present for the beauty of that, and then to go home a completely new version of myself, a version of myself that is more authentic and experienced and awakened. So last week's episode, I recorded on the island of Mallorca in Spain. And since then, we've been in Italy. And a big part of the trip to Italy was having a VIP day with my current one-on-one coach in person at this adorable hotel. And that happened just a few days ago at the time of this recording. And we went through every aspect of my business, what's working, where do I have resistance, and a plan moving forward, how I'm going to evolve my business in this next season, in this next chapter. And at the end of that 8-hour day, I think it was like 8 or 9 hours, my brain felt emptied in the best possible way. Like I felt like I said everything that I needed to say. I cleared so much up, and I have a game plan moving forward. So this episode is inspired by that very long conversation with my coach. And today I'm going to share with you what is my big why, and how has my why, my mission, my purpose for Greta Erdel coaching and wellness, how has this business evolved from the beginning? And so I'm going to talk a little bit about my story. Some of you know it. And an episode that's going to come out soon is just a reintroduction of myself, of my story. This year I hit 10,000 downloads. I don't even know where I'm at now, but the podcast is growing. There are new people finding this show all the time. And I haven't done an introduction podcast since the very beginning. I think it was like the very first episode 1. And it's time to do it again and tell you what has happened since then. And I'll go into where this is all headed. So elements of my story will certainly come through this episode, but just know that I'm going to do another episode that's exclusively a retelling, a reintroduction of how I got here today. Since in July, I will hit 3 years of coaching. I went full time. I'll hit 3 years fully self-employed on Halloween of 2026, but I really started coaching one-on-one clients in July of 2023. So that's amazing. And it just feels like time to rebirth. And if you follow astrology, Jupiter is about to enter the sign of Leo. I believe that's on June 30th. So in just a couple days at the time of this recording. And it's also a Capricorn full moon. I am a Capricorn moon. Like, so much of the astrology is shifting in a positive way for me after sort of a challenging season of Jupiter being in my 12th house of the subconscious mind. So Jupiter expands whatever it touches. It's the planet of expansion and luck and fortune, but it also amplifies. And so when it's in your 12th house, for all my other Leo risings out there or whoever's next for this, it expands the subconscious mind. It expands everything in that area of your existence. And so the last year for sure, it has been a heavy duty focus on my subconscious mind and rewiring thought patterns and going inward and excavating some really deep shit that has been really hard. Scarcity patterns, family lineage patterns, working with so many different coaches to clear some of these old, outdated beliefs from the subconscious mind, deep work in Kundalini, all of that was amplified. And when Jupiter moves into the first house, which is the house of your self-image, it's the house of you, your appearance, your personal brand, like everything that makes you you. And Jupiter being in your first house is a huge deal in astrology. Like it's a very positive placement, and I can feel that things are all aligning, and this trip was such a major part of aligning myself to this new era. And with that, I have a new website coming out very, very soon with updated branding. I've updated my offers based on this conversation with my coach. Like everything's going through an overhaul, and I'm so excited. And it's been scary. It's been hard. It's been this chapter of the old way worked to an extent, but that's not the way that I'm going to continue because it's not sustainable. It's not what I want to do. It's not the truest, fullest expression of me anymore. And yet this new way of being, this new way of operating hasn't been proven yet. There's not a lot of evidence that this does work, that this is the right way. So I've been living on a lot of trust and faith and certainty. And I will say, as of meeting with my coach, I'm feeling so excited and so connected and re-energized about who I am, where I'm going, and what's to come. So let's talk about my big why, my big mission, my big purpose and reason for the podcast, for posting on Instagram, for hosting retreats, for providing coaching, for in-person workshops, for waking up and doing Kundalini every single day. Why? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I in this business? Why this? And I was talking to my coach about who I serve and you, really, my listeners, my community. And what emerged was something that, as a projector, I have seen very clearly for a long time. And it became very clear to me because I experienced the pain of this problem, which is the emptiness that so many people feel after doing everything they thought they needed to do to be happy, to be successful, to be satisfied. So many people in my world come to me after having checked all of the boxes. And this was me. I had this very successful life on the outside, the job, the relationship, the money, the travel, the apartment, the income, like all of the things. I had them. And I was so disconnected from myself, so insecure, and constantly in fight or flight, chasing the next high, trying to fill this emptiness within myself with all of the things that were supposed to fill it. We've been told that, oh, just make enough money. Oh, just buy the house. Oh, just get married. Oh, just get into the right friend group. Oh, just have this type of physical body, this type of appearance. Just buy this next makeup item. Oh, just buy this next purse. Oh, just get that next upgraded car. Oh, just get that promotion at work. Oh, just build the bigger business, and then you'll be okay. And then you'll be happy. And then you get that thing, you make the sale, you get the Botox, like whatever it is. And for a little while, it boosts you, it energizes you. It feels good to buy something, to improve your appearance, to lose weight, to improve yourself in any way, shape, or form. That feels good for a period of time, but it's fleeting. It's fleeting because when you go and consume that thing or buy that thing or get that promotion or make that money, it's coming from this place of typically, it's coming from a place of when I get this thing, then I'll be okay. When I get this thing, then I'll be safe. When I get this thing, then fill in the blank. And that was me. I believed like once I hit my next sales goal, once I met the love of my life, once I got this promotion, like all those things, once I travel here, once I travel there, once I move into this apartment, once I move in with my boyfriend at the time, like I thought all these things that became obsessions or distractions for a while would be the thing to finally make me feel okay. And then I got them. And then after a short while, I found myself in the same place. And for me, what I did with that void was distract myself even more. And my story was it was with a lot of substances. It was with drinking. It was with drugging. It was with things that were, again, fun, but typically left me worse than they found me. And so many well-intentioned, big-hearted, ambitious, aspirational people like me, like you, find ourselves in this cycle of it's never enough, no matter what I do to try to feel happy, to try to feel secure, to try to feel good enough, it doesn't work. And so what I realized is I can't keep going outward to feel the way that I want to feel, to try to be consistently happy, successful, satisfied, peaceful. I got to go in. I got to go inward. I got to do some of the deep soul work to find that feeling from within so that it's not so dependent on something in my external reality changing in order for me to feel safe, feel secure. And so that is when I deeply committed to a spiritual path. And the path for me has been Kundalini yoga. First and foremost, that is the most important spiritual path that I'm on. It's the path that I believe is the most potent, the most powerful that I've seen. And I've tried so many things. And I can go in another podcast about all the reasons for this, but essentially, we were just talking about this last night at dinner. Kundalini yoga provides an ancient spiritual path that gives you direction and protection and magnetism and focus to get your life and your destiny moving in the right direction. Because there are a million ways to get on a spiritual path. There are so many spiritual paths and they all work and maybe Kundalini isn't the one for you. That's fine. But the thing with like cherry picking spiritual paths or not choosing like a path is that you're not really committed to anything. And so then like maybe one day you're doing this type of meditation and one day you're doing this type of practice and this type of yoga and this type of meditation. And that's fine. Again, that can work. But what I found to be really successful about Kundalini and why this got me off that hamster wheel is that it's just so powerful. Like when you chant the mantra, when you do the breath work, when you do the yoga, it's a palpable change. Like the way I felt this morning when I woke up, which is like, I think like most people, a little foggy, a little groggy, a little slow, a little like that, all the thoughts from before flow in to after we finish Kundalini. It's like, okay, like I'm energized, I'm yet relaxed, I feel more in my body, I feel connected to something bigger than myself. And then I'm able to show up and do this podcast and go be present and peaceful and powerful and be the person I want to be for the rest of my day. I don't know anybody who does even 3 minutes, like let's say ego eradicator, 3 minutes of breath of fire, and doesn't feel a shift. Like, I don't know anybody who would do 3 minutes of breath of fire. That's just 3 minutes and doesn't feel a shift in their consciousness. I don't know if you can say that about that many other things, where it's not only that, it's not just the breathing and the mantra and the arm position. It's like you're also uplinking into the spiritual chain called the golden chain and into this path of destiny. And there's so much more to it. This isn't a Kundalini yoga episode, but basically what got me off the hamster wheel and off of this like Groundhog Day feeling of just what is it all for? The thing that really got me on my spiritual path and the thing that I really believe got me where I am today, which is a successful coaching business, leading retreats around the world, being able to take a month in Europe and do that with my husband, who also does Kundalini every day and has a very successful architecture and design business. Like, we both know that wouldn't be possible from where we started without Kundalini. Like, there's just no way. The thing with Kundalini too is it's not just the Kundalini, it's the Kundalini that clears the way to find tapping, that clears the way to find human design, that clears the way to awaken parts of yourself that when you're foggy and groggy and you just stay in that aren't accessible to you. And so when I committed to a spiritual path, that is what opened the door to, oh, I'm a projector in human design and I need to operate this way. Oh, EFT tapping is this amazing tool to undo and rewire and relax some of this emotional drama and commotion that I was dealing with. And coaching, right? And then to discover all the coaches that I've worked with and to align my energy to meet these incredible women who have trained me and motivated me and pushed me and guided me. Like, I don't think I would have been an energetic match for these powerful women. And also, not to mention the amazing, powerful women who are my friends. Like, I have the most amazing friend group of women who are so supportive and amazing. Like, that wouldn't be possible had I not changed who I was from within. And so once I became on the path of Kundalini yoga and on a spiritual path and understanding like what life is really for, which is to grow spiritually, which is to mature your consciousness, which is to fill that emptiness with your highest self, with this journey of becoming your highest self, this journey of becoming the most authentic version of you in alignment with your true soul. Once I awakened that in me, and that became why I woke up in the morning, that became the focus of my reality, not the promotion, not even necessarily my romantic relationship, not going out at night, not going on the coolest vacations or buying the fancy house. Like, when my inner void was filled with a spiritual path, with a spiritual direction and guidance and purpose, then I started to be able to build something that was truly aligned with my reason for existing. And basically what Kundalini does is, part of the process of it is a shedding process. And so this wasn't easy, but it was powerful and important. I did get laid off from a job because the business had to close down. I did lose friendships that weren't really aligned with my soul. I did lose clients that weren't really aligned with me. So many things have happened. A lot of, heartbreak, a lot of loss, a lot of confusion and unknown and uncertainty. But because I'm on this spiritual path and I have a very clear arrow pointing forward, I have been able to build a business and create a life that is connected with my soul, that is fulfilling, that is allowing me to serve you and my clients and my students and retreat guests and anybody who comes into my world in a way that is me, that is true to me. And that is success. That's where satisfaction comes from. And, at the time of this recording, I may not have absolutely everything that I want in my business, and I may not have all the money that I want in my bank account. And, there are still things that I'm wanting that, I would love a different apartment. We're moving to Mexico in the winter, we'll have 2 places, but like, that's still getting figured out. Like, there's things that are still getting figured out, and I'm crystal clear about where I'm going and what I'm building towards and why I'm building it. And my pursuit of doing that is being made, like the way is being made through service-driven work like this, like helping people heal themselves, helping people reconnect with their inner peace, with their power, to develop a daily spiritual practice, to start living by their human design, to find the deep soul connection with yourself. Like everything that I am creating that is what I desire is happening because of my path of helping other people. And so what I know to be true is that when you get to a point where you realize I've checked so many boxes, I've gotten all the things that I've wanted that I was told would make me happy, and you still feel a void, and you still feel empty, and you still feel like something's missing, and it still doesn't feel like enough, you're eventually going to find yourself basically at a fork in the road where you can either continue the chase and continue to think, oh, just one more promotion or just one more, vacation or house or whatever it is. Like you can stay on that path of constant, like basically living in dopamine hit land where it's like, okay, well, you get the hit and then you're happy for a little while and then you end up in the anxiety and angst, and then you go fill it with something else external, and then you go back down, right? Like that's what most people are living on. That's really the sickness of our world. Or you have the opportunity to go inward and you have the opportunity to say, you know what? I'm realizing that none of these things that I thought would make me happy that live outside of me are cutting it. And so I'm going to do the most important work. Actually, I'm going to start to do the work that is really the reason why I'm here. And I'm going to heal my relationship with me. I'm going to, I think this is like an overused phrase and I need to do some thinking about like how I would want to say it, but it really is like coming home to yourself and understanding that at the end of the day, it's you and you, like your relationship with yourself, with your highest self, which is your spiritual self, your mind, your mindset, your emotions, your ability to emotionally regulate your body. Like that is ultimately going to create either a life of peace, of purpose, of power, of prosperity, of fulfillment, of confidence, of security, or not. Like no amount of money, no like business achievement, no stock portfolio, no vacation can fill that void. It can't. And until you go on the very powerful, important journey of healing your relationship with yourself and finding fulfillment within, you'll continuously find yourself like back at that fork in the road. And I've done so many consults with people, where they have that's what a consult is. Like when you decide, okay, I'm going to apply to work with Greta, I'm going to book a call with Greta. I'm like, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this void. I'm feeling this. Like, I know there's more for me. You're feeling this. Like I've poured my energy into everything else but myself for so long. And on the outside, everybody thinks I have it all together and I'm so successful and so happy. And you're slapping on a smile every day, but deep down that you're not really happy and you're not really aligned and you're not really like taking care of yourself and your spirit and your soul in the way that you would love to, or you're not really going for the thing that like tugs at you, then you get on a call with me. And, most people who have decided to take that time with me say yes. And they get on the path of soul alignment, of living and becoming their highest self, whatever that means to you, that alignment for you, which is going to look different for me, different for all my clients. You realize that like like people come to me for all these different things, right? You realize that it's not the relationship problem. It's not the fact that like you don't have the boyfriend you want. It's that you're like not confident and certain within yourself, or you realize it's not the job. It's that you don't feel secure, confident within yourself. Like you get to this fork in the road where you're like, actually, I need to do some deep inner soul work with the assistance and the guidance of a coach. I need to work some things out within me. That's what you realize. And then you say, yes, I'm going to do coaching. And yes, I'm going to go on this journey. And your life has changed forever. Like you say yes to transformational coaching and you change your life forever and you get your power back and you start getting on a path of creating yourself and your life and that fulfillment and that security and that confidence, that joy, and all the things that actually fulfill you and make you feel the way that you want to feel, all the things that you were told those that checking the boxes would give you. Once you realize like, okay, I got to do this within me because I don't want to be so dependent on the like need for something outside of myself to change or to come in or like it's this gripping and tight, like you don't want to be in that anymore. And so you say yes to coaching and you gain the tools and the wisdom and the mindset and the spiritual strength and wisdom, and you go forth. And what you learn in one-on-one coaching, what you learn with me, once you learn it, you can't go back. And so even if you find yourself again in the path of chasing and trying to check boxes to be okay and to be happy, like you will ultimately have my voice and all the coaching we did in the back of your head to realize, oh yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's inward and then outward. It's not outward. The outward can't change the inward. The inward changes the outward. And it's always that. And when you're good here and you know that like you can feel okay, you can feel safety, you can feel peace, you can hold yourself in the tears, you can hold yourself in the uncertainty, you can hold yourself in the heartbreak and the anxiety, no matter what's happening out here. When you have that, you have everything. You're okay no matter what. Or, you get on that consult call or you get the opportunity to say, yes, I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to choose the spiritual path. I'm going to choose the inward journey. Or you get on that call and it scares you, or you say, oh, well, I can't afford it. Or, you make the excuses of time or money or whatever it is. There's always a reason not to do it. And then you stay in the chase. You stay in the thinking that we'll all feel better when this thing changes over here. I'll feel better when this thing happens to me. And so I'm just going to wait. And I'm just going to even though deep down you're not where you want to be, you're going to just pour the money that you could invest into yourself into the kitchen remodel or the vacation. And then you get those things, you achieve those things that you thought were going to fill the void, and you're in the same place. And so my big why for this is because I have been where you've been. I've been on the path and I still sometimes get distracted by the path of thinking that, oh, when I sign another client, when I make more money, when my business has this, that, or the other thing, when I move to Mexico, when I do whatever it is, then I'll be safe, then I'll be secure, then I'll be happy, then I'll be successful, then I can relax. But it doesn't work that way. And I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible stop that external chase and to choose your highest self path, to choose the spiritual path, to choose spiritual fulfillment first. And in addition, and always, as you're growing materially, as you're increasing your material wealth and your relational wealth and all of those things, my mission is to help you get on a path that feels like you are in command of your energy, of your reality, of your feelings, of your experiences. I am on a mission to help you become the most spiritually confident, secure, capable, alive, resilient, powerful, purposeful, peaceful version of yourself. I just keep coming back to those three words. It's peace, it's purpose, it's power. And then when those things are aligned, then prosperity is inevitable. Then you'll always have enough money and you'll always have the relationships and you'll always have what you need. If you follow that path, peace, purpose, power, that's the path. And these are fun, beautiful words, right? I talk to my coach about this a lot of sometimes I feel like I'm selling feelings. I'm selling things that are intangible, but that's what counts. That's what matters. We found that it's I got this dress that I'm wearing. And when I got this dress that I was wearing, I was so excited. It was on sale. It's so cute. It's 100% linen. It's it gave me that I love to shop and I love clothes and I love that. But then what? Then you think about, okay, well now I need the hat to go with it. And now I need the necklace to go with it. And now I need the shoes to go. And so it's that's why shopping can become addictive. That's why drinking can become addictive, because all of these things, they distract you from the truth, which is it's actually empty. And so I am on a mission to sell to as many people as possible the truth that when you go inward, when you choose your relationship with yourself as the most important thing, the most important investment you can make, the most important, your reason for being alive is to feel peace within, to find security within, to know that you have the power within you to create your reality through your focus, your intentions, through your emotions, through what you believe about yourself, by clearing away all the things that you're not, the subconscious patterns, the doubt, the fear, the playing small, the people pleasing, the avoiding, the just trying to keep everybody comfortable. Like when you clear all that away and you say, I'm worth investing in. I'm worth investing in my mindset. I'm worth investing in my emotional well-being. I'm worth investing in my spiritual path. I'm worth investing in me feeling the best that I can feel, to be the best that I can be, to be the most aligned, authentic version of myself. Because when you choose you first, you're good no matter what. And then like the money comes more easily, the relationships come more easily, all the things, like the external things that you thought were going to make you happy, that you thought were going to make you successful, that you thought were going to make you feel the way that you want to feel, don't become as important because you don't need them to fill that void anymore. You're already filling the void in yourself with you, with being on this journey of becoming the very best version of yourself. Like that's what is fulfilling. And that's why for me, my biggest expense in business and life is always going to be me, and not me in terms of like my hair and my makeup and my clothes. Like I love those things too, but I will always sacrifice like the nicer home or the nicer hotel to stay in or all the like material perks. I will always like budget there before I would budget my mental health, my emotional health, my spiritual health, and my growth. And I really believe that's why I am where I am. And I'm in a position now, I'm living a life that I once prayed for. Like I have everything that I wanted at one point. Like, and now of course there's a bigger vision and I'll be there one day too and wanting the next level, because that's being on a growth path. But to be in this position now, which I do not take for granted, and I'm very grateful for, like a position where I have amazing clients. You know, I'm a highly paid coach. I have an amazing group program, an amazing community of women. I am leading sold out retreats internationally, like just led a sold out retreat in Portugal. Insane. I just took a month to be in Europe to do, you know, my retreat, Kundalini teacher training, meet with my coach, to be in Italy. I have a marriage that like I fall more in love with my husband every day. I have a healthy body. I have an amazing relationship with my family. And like, I don't say that to brag, because it's not a brag. None of that is just like, oh, I'm just lucky and I just like do whatever I want. And like, I have this life. Like I worked hard for this life within me. This life was created every single day by choosing to wake up and live intentionally, to live prayerfully, to live spiritually, to do so much deep inner work, to face so many shadows, to hold myself and love myself through so many emotional lows. And I know it's just like getting better from here. And I know that like this next chapter is going to be beyond my wildest dreams. Like we are looking at an apartment in Sayulita, Mexico, that like, if we get this apartment, it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to pinch myself every single day. And it's inevitable. Like we are moving to Sayulita now in the winter. Like I'm not going to be dealing with winters anymore, which I hate. Like it's all happening. It's all coming together. Like my husband's business is taking off like never before. Like this reality to thank, like my reality, I want to thank me. I think I don't remember what song that is, but it's like, I want to thank me for every meditation I did, for every coach that I hired, for every big freaking investment that I made, big scary investment I made to be good with me, to believe in me, to build something for me. Because at the end of the day, it's actually not about me. It's about this mission. Because in my own trials and tribulations in my own journey within me, I'm helping other people find that within them, to find their true soul alignment, to create the business that they actually want to have, to create the relationships that they want to have, the ease they want to have, the peace they want to have, the community they want to have. And that's not just going to happen on its own, most likely. especially if you've never like taken a minute to like look and say like, oh, do I like the direction that my life is going? Do I like the relationships that I have? Do I like the way that I'm thinking and feeling, even though my life looks good on the outside? Like, am I really good with me? Or do you need to take a look at some of the things that are not good with you? Or do you need to take a look at maybe starting to take some action steps towards a life that you actually want? Because until you decide, like, my relationship with myself and my mental health and my spiritual health and my emotional health, like, this is the most important pursuit in my life, until you like really own that and go for that, you're going to continuously find yourself in the chasing. And I know that from experience. And I know that from my clients and from working with like hundreds, really like thousands of people at this point. So that's my big why. My big why is to awaken within you the deep knowing that you are a spiritual being here to find fulfillment through your relationship with yourself. And that when you find peace and purpose and power within yourself, that anything becomes possible, and that you can and will find your highest destiny path, the path that like you really came here to lead and live in this lifetime, and to find fulfillment, and to do that through reconnecting with your highest self and to becoming your highest self, to becoming the highest, best version of you every day, and to love yourself on that journey, because sometimes it's messy and sometimes it's hard, but there's nothing else like it. And I can't imagine another way. So that felt really good to share. And I just love you so much. Thank you for listening to this show. At the time of this recording, I am back in action, and I am taking on just a few more one-on-one clients, high-level one-on-one VIP private highest self coaching clients. And I would love for you to go all in on this journey with yourself. Like, if something lit up in you listening to this, or you've been listening for a while and you've been waiting, like, don't wait. Life is happening now and it's speeding up. And again, there's always going to be a reason not to do it, but you are ready and you are worthy now. So I invite you to take the next step and to reach out in the show notes and connect with me. And let's have a call and talk about where you're stuck, why you're feeling that emptiness, and what you want, or what feels like it's in the way of you getting where you want to go. And you can say yes to 6 months of transformational coaching to becoming the highest, best version of yourself, that next level version of yourself, as we meet over time and things shift and change in the most incredible way. So I would love to connect with you, and you can always find me on Instagram, and we can always chat over there too if you want to send me a message. I'm sending you so much love. I'm off to a boat ride and our last day here in La Spezia, and then tomorrow we take the train to Florence and then home from Rome. Okay, I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon, and we'll start coaching. It's going to be amazing. Okay, bye. Hold up. Before you go, would you love a free 8-minute evening meditation that you can play before bed to relax your nervous system and program your subconscious mind for greater abundance and positivity? This meditation is recorded to 777 hertz, which is a very special frequency that helps you to attract luck and connect with your most authentic self. I usually only give this to my one-on-one clients, but if you leave a review, take a screenshot and email it to greta@gretaerdl.com. I'll send you a copy. I really appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.